Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you probably know already, I put out sewing content every week on this channel. If you're new here, you are welcome. Please make sure you subscribe. Just tap on the button below, the subscribe button, and most importantly, turn on your notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video. So guys, in this video, I'll be sharing with you how to make this lovely dress. As you can see, I recreated the style for a client, but at the time of editing, I had not attached the buttons yet. So make sure you keep on watching this video to learn how to make that. And guys, in my previous video, I celebrated 1 year on YouTube and I shared helpful tips for those who would like to start their YouTube channel. So I'll drop the link in the pinned comment or in the description box if you would like to watch that video. So let's get straight into the video of the day. So assuming this is your ankara fabric, the length is usually 45 inches, then you have your width as wide as possible. So the first thing you need to do is to decide how long you want your dress to be. So let's assume that I want my dress. So this is an illustration, just an illustration, because I know if I do this on the fabric, it will not be clear. My table is not big enough to carry and show clearly. And the fabric would not even show the markings clearly. So this is just an illustration on a small paper. So assuming my full length is 16 inches, I'm going to add 1 inch for my allowance. And I'll just come to the shoulder line. And now assuming my shoulder measurement divided by 2 is 4, or maybe I should use 5 inches. I'm just going to mark 5 inches there. Then I'll mark the remaining part as the sleeve. So this is just an illustration. Don't forget it's a cut together sleeve. So after marking your shoulder, make sure you add for your sleeves how long you want the sleeve to be. And don't forget I'll be adding an extra fabric which will be about 4 inches wide. So I'll take my neckline measurement and then I'll take the depth of the neckline. So this you'll be doing with your accurate body measurements. Don't forget this is just an illustration. So now I'll just make use of 8 inches or 5. Then I'll be marking the body measurements on this fabric, on this paper. So this is just how you're going to do it. Even though we don't need all the body and vertical body measurements, I'm just going to mark them like that. Now for the depth of the neckline, I'm just going to use about 4.5 inches or 5. So I just use 5 now just to illustrate how the V neckline is going to come out. By the way, I have a video showing how to cut different kinds of necklines. If you've not seen that video, please make sure you watch that video. I'll drop it also in the link in the pinned comments. So this is the front neckline. And the next thing I'm going to do is to take my round hip measurement divided by 4 on the hip line like that. So if your round hip measurement is 40, for example, just mark 10 inches, then you add about 4 inches or 5. So this is for the ease to make sure the dress is free, and it also depends on how big you want it to look. If that is too small, you can still add, but on an average 5 inches is just fine. So what you're going to do now is to create a shoulder slope. This is totally optional. I don't really do this on my boo-boos. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends on what you want, your result, what you want to see at the end. So after you've done that, you're just going to connect and you decide how wide you want your sleeves to be. So like I said, use your actual body measurements. So now for this paper, I'm going to use the chest line of this paper as the opening of the sleeves. So I'll rule that line out, and that is where the sleeves opening is going to end. After doing that, just mark whatever you have on your round hip divided by 4 plus that 5 inches and just take it down. Like I said, you don't need your round bust measurement, you don't need your waist in this while taking this measurement for this boo-boo, for this free dress. Okay, then for the back neckline, 1 inch is just fine. Yes, because you don't want that being too deep.
So now I've gone ahead to cut this on my fabric, and I'm just going to rush through everything I've done. So this is the curve I was talking about, and on this fabric, from the 1/2 inch allowance for the shoulder joining, I just took the chest line like this, and from that point I'm going to curve it like that as the opening of the sleeves. Okay, and for the width, I took the round hip divided by 4, and I added about 4 to 5 inches. So this depends on you, and I took it from that part to the bottom. I told you you're not making use of your round bust, your round waist. And here I have 4 pieces. This is because I have the front and the back together. Okay, so now I'm going to cut out the necklines. I'll cut out the back neckline first. And as you can see on the shoulder line, I marked the shoulder divided by 2. And after doing that, I also marked the length of my sleeves, which is about 10 inches or so. Don't forget, I still have plans to add another fabric, which would still increase the length of the sleeves. So take note of that. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut out the back neckline first. And once I'm done with that, I'll remove the back and keep it aside before I cut out the front neckline. So the next thing I need to do is to cut out facing for this front and the back. And so I'll keep it and make sure that it's on a fold. The fabric you're using is on a fold. I'll pin it like that, and I'll cut through that neckline. And on the shoulder, I'll add about 4 inches. Then I'll take this out, create a curve like this, and my facing is ready. So this is what it will look like. I'll use this to turn the front facing front, and I'll turn the neckline so that it's looking neat. Yeah, you have an interlock machine, overlock machine, make sure you overlock the edges before you turn it over. So this is what it's going to look like. And guys, I did not have light, so at the time of shooting this video I did not have light. I was supposed to press that properly down. I also add hemming gum to that part, so make sure you just put your hemming gum and you iron that and keep it in place. But I'll be doing this later when I have power. So the next thing I'm going to do after turning the necklines, I'm going to attach the shoulders together like this, pin them up together, make sure they're in place. And this is one of the reasons why when you're cutting, make sure your cutting is accurate so that one part is not longer than the other. So I'll just join that at the shoulder using the 1/2 inch I left at the top of the fabric when I was cutting. So once I'm done doing that, I'm going to open up this dress like this after joining at the shoulder. It is at this point I'm going to take my measurement for the extra fabric I want to attach. So I'll start taking my measurement from the bottom part, and at the sleeves area I'll curve my tip like that, take the measurement all around like this, and I'll take note of the figure I have when it gets to 60. So I'll mark that point there, and I'll continue measuring so that I can get my actual figure. So as you can see, I have about 15 inches. So I have about 15 inches, which I'll add into the 60 I have. So this is because I don't want my pleats to get to the end of the dress. And now all you need to do is to cut out a long fabric, which will be double of the measurement you got while taking that measurement we just did. So cut out a fabric that is very long, and make sure you add allowance for the turning over of the one part. And don't forget, you need 1/2 inch to attach it to the dress. So I cut out 2 fabrics that are very long because I cannot get double of 75 in one cotton. You get, so just join it as much as you can, and it depends on how much pleats you want. You can make it triple if you have enough fabric to work with, and that's going to make your pleats even fuller and more beautiful. So this is what I have after creating my pleats. Don't forget, I hem the bottom part so that it looks neat. Also take note of the fact that you need 1/2 inch to attach it to the dress. So once I'm done, I'm going to open this dress. And please don't forget, whatever you do on one part, you're going to do on the other part. So you're going to cut out another fabric that has this pleats like this and pleated to 75 inches. So I'm going to arrange this. The right side will face the right side of the fabric. and I'm going to start pinning them down like this, and I'll take this to my machine, sew it down and bring it back to show you what it looks like. So even at the sleeve area, I just curve it the same way we did for the measurement. Guys, I'm done sewing, and this is what it looks like. It's already coming out and it's looking so beautiful already. So all you need to do now is to turn it over, right side facing right side, and make sure you gather in all the pleats inside like this, and then you start pinning it down. You're going to sew exactly on that line again. So you just make sure you stitch on that line till you get to the end of the dress. So make sure you leave the sleeves part open. Of course, you don't want to close up your sleeves. And once you're done, just attach your buttons. And I forgot to mention, the buttons are customized. So you use this fabric to get press-on buttons. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video to this point, and see you in my next one. Bye.